Welcome to African System, where we explore the rich tapestry of governance across the continent.
Today, we're delving into a fascinating comparison: ancient African leadership styles versus modern governance. Before ballots and constitutions, Africa had its own systems of leadership rooted in consensus, wisdom, and ancestral authority.
But how did these ancient models compare to today's modern states?
Let's break it down. In precolonial Africa, leadership wasn't just about power, it was about responsibility.
The concept of Ubuntu, which means I am because we are, formed the foundation of African leadership philosophy.
Many saw the rise of charismatic leaders and one-party states as they struggled to define their new identities.
Unfortunately, this period also brought challenges like corruption, over-centralization, and military coups.
Tensions can arise between elected officials and traditional leaders over jurisdiction and authority. Many hereditary systems exclude women from leadership roles, perpetuating gender inequality. However, these challenges also present opportunities for reform. There's growing interest in participatory governance, digital inclusion, and youth councils to make leadership more representative and responsive. It's about communities coming together to make decisions that affect their lives.
Whether through a council of elders or a modern parliament, the essence of good leadership remains the same: serving the people and working for the common good.
Perhaps the most important lesson is that effective governance is not about blindly following any single model. It is about understanding the unique context of each community and finding solutions that resonate with local values and aspirations. Each generation has the opportunity to contribute to this narrative, to learn from the past while innovating for the future.
How can we incorporate the best of traditional African wisdom into our modern systems? How can we ensure that our leaders serve the people, not just themselves? If you found this video enlightening, please subscribe to African System for more in-depth explorations of the continent's rich history and promising future.
Remember, understanding our past is key to shaping our future.
Africa led before.
With wisdom, innovation, and commitment, it can lead again. These are questions that every African and indeed every global citizen should consider.
Whether you're a traditional chief, an elected official, or a citizen engaged in your community, you have a role to play in shaping the future of governance in Africa. Some nations attempted to blend traditional and modern systems, like Ghana's House of Chiefs or South Africa's recognition of traditional leaders. As the continent faces new challenges and opportunities in the 21st century, its ability to draw on both traditional wisdom and modern innovations will be crucial.
From tackling climate change to harnessing new technologies, African leaders have the chance to show the world a different way of governing, one that values consensus, respects tradition, and embraces progress.
These principles are not relics of the past, they are timeless truths that can inform and inspire leadership in any era.
These post-colonial leaders walked a tightrope, balancing ancestral wisdom with imported governance models.
Leaders weren't rulers, they were custodians of the people's will. Botswana has successfully integrated Digozi, or chiefs, into its national governance structure.
Ghana's National House of Chiefs serves as constitutional advisors, bridging the gap between tradition and modernity. In South Africa, rural areas often operate under dual authority systems, recognizing both elected officials and traditional leaders. This service-oriented approach stands in stark contrast to the domination-based models often seen in modern governance.
Africa's leadership landscape was as diverse as its cultures.
Some societies had centralized kingdoms, while others operated through decentralized systems.
By reclaiming and adapting traditional leadership models, Africa has the potential to develop governance systems that are both culturally authentic and globally relevant. By understanding and appreciating the wisdom of ancient leadership styles, we can forge a path to more effective, inclusive, and truly African models of governance.
The continent doesn't need to import solutions, it can innovate based on its own rich heritage.
The Ashanti of Ghana, the Zulu of South Africa, and the Baganda of Uganda exemplified centralized authority.
On the other hand, the Yoruba and Igbo of Nigeria, the Kikuyu of Kenya, and Somali clans showcase decentralized governance.
These societies relied on councils, elders, and age-grade systems to make decisions and maintain order. Whether centralized or decentralized, traditional African leadership institutions shared common elements.
Many societies had hereditary leadership roles, such as kings, chiefs, and emirs,
They created warring chiefs where none had existed before and drew artificial borders that ignored existing social structures.
This colonial intervention didn't just redraw maps, it rewired the very concept of leadership in Africa.
These leaders weren't just political figures, they were spiritual anchors and moral compasses for their communities. They played crucial roles in customary law and dispute resolution, ensuring social harmony and justice.
The arrival of colonialism disrupted these established systems. Western powers imposed their governance models, undermining traditional authority.
Post-independence, African nations found themselves at a crossroads. Today, we see fascinating examples of hybrid governance across the continent. These hybrid models aren't without challenges.
The future of African leadership lies not in choosing between tradition and modernity, but in finding innovative ways to combine both.
Africa led before, it can lead again.
As we conclude this exploration of African leadership, remember that governance is not just about systems and structures, it's about people.
Africa's leadership journey is far from over. So, what can we learn from this comparison of ancient and modern leadership styles? As we move forward, let's not forget the principles that guided African leaders for centuries: the importance of community, the value of wisdom, and the responsibility of service.
The story of African leadership is still being written.
As we end this video, I invite you to reflect on your own understanding of leadership. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the past, present, and future of African leadership.